Hello, welcome to this presentation. My name is Jenny Larsson and I am a Reconnective Healing practitioner, and I also practice something called the Reconnection. And what is the Reconnection and Reconnective Healing? Well, it is a new form of healing that the researchers believe are here on the planet for the very first time. It is an entire set of new frequencies that can allow you to experience balance, not just on a physical level, but also on a mental level, on a spiritual level, and on an emotional level. And probably on levels we don't even know how to describe yet. This story of this amazing form of healing began with a man called Eric Pearl. Eric, he was a very successful practitioner, a chiropractor actually, in Los Angeles, and he, all of a sudden, his patients began telling him that they had miraculous healings. They were healed from very severe conditions like cerebral palsy, chronic fatigue system, also cancer, and all sorts of severe conditions. And they were telling him that they felt his hands on them, but he wasn't even touching them. They were also telling him that they saw people flying around the room, and all sorts of different sensations that were really spectacular. So, what happened just before this was that Eric had been to Venice Beach. He was with his assistant, his chiropractic assistant, and she brought him to a tarot reader and said, you come on, just do this tarot reading, it will be fun, just for fun. And he was really skeptical, he really didn't want to go to this. But she booked a time, so okay, he said, I will go to this reading. And well, it was a regular reading, and well, she didn't say anything spectacular. Although at the end she said that, well, you as a healer, you need to be connected to the excitonal lines of the universe, and you can know more about this if you read a book called The Book of Knowledge and the Keys of Enoch. Okay, well, and she also said that I can connect you to these excitonal lines through a very special form of treatment that I do. And Eric said, well, how much does this cost? And she said, well, it's $333. And he said, well, no, I'm not going to do that. And he played up all these mental pictures of how there were headlines about him being conned into paying a lot of money for nothing in Venice Beach. So he didn't do it. But then he couldn't stop thinking about this. And he went to a library store and he read this book, and he started thinking about this. And after a while he couldn't resist any longer, so he actually went back to this woman who did this treatment on him. It's two separate occasions, and the first occasion was nothing special. It was, well, he went there and lay down and then nothing special happened. And the second day when he went there, something really odd happened. He couldn't remember the rest of the day actually, and he went home, and it was very special. When he came back to his practice on Monday, he couldn't. Everybody asked him, what's happened to you? You look different. Something must have happened during the weekend. And well, this is how it all started. And Eric was very puzzled. Because his patients started reporting all these miraculous healings, and himself, he didn't tell anyone about it for a long time, because he was really puzzled and he didn't know really why he was able to do these things, but he could see for himself that spectacular things was happening actually. So this is how it all started with Eric Pearl in Los Angeles. And Eric has, after this, actually written a book called Reconnection, Heal Others, Heal Yourself. And it's been translated in many languages. I think it's 40 languages, something like that. And this book is very exciting because once actually you start reading it, the process starts in your body. And it's a really interesting book where Eric tells his story about everything from the woman in Venice Beach and what happened afterwards. And what happened was that he tried to go to all these different persons trying to say, well, what has happened? What is this that is happening to me? Why can I do all these things? And he didn't really get any answers. So he's written about this journey that is done in his book. And it also gives some practical tips on how you can start practicing reconnective healing yourself. And actually my experience when I first started reading the book was that I couldn't actually pick it up without feeling that my hands was activated and they were sort of buzzing. And from what I've understood, a lot of people has this kind of experience with this book. You fall asleep, you get very relaxed, you get sensations in your body. So what actually happens is that the process of reconnective healing, or these frequencies, start to get activated in your body. So it's a very, very exciting book to read. And talking about my own experience, how I got into this at the first time, I had not much to do at work, and it was just before Christmas, and I had 1 or 2 days to go to Christmas, and I said, well, let's surf around on the internet and see what I can find. I was really curious. I wanted to do something over Christmas, maybe a massage, maybe some well-being. And I found this woman in my hometown who actually practiced reconnective healing. So I decided there and then I want to go. So I went for one session and then I read about the reconnection, which is the stronger form of healing that reconnects you to the universe and to the essence of who you are. And I really wanted to do that. I just knew that it was right for me. So I booked it straight away and I went to this reconnection. And after that, it wasn't actually much of an experience. I got a headache and I was really, really tired afterwards. But then, just a few weeks afterwards, things started happening in my life. I saw this workshop with Eric in Barcelona, which is not too far from where I live, and I asked a friend sort of jokingly, do you want to go to this? It's reconnective healing. And she said, reconnective what? And she actually said yes 2 days later, and we went to this reconnective healing workshop with Eric and his team. And what happened then, we had no intention of becoming practitioners or actually working with this as a profession. But after this fantastic workshop, when we got to see that, oh, these are normal people here, we were both a bit, thought it was a bit mystic and couldn't really explain what was happening. But when you see the type of people that are there, and everybody's just curious and they're open to see what these frequencies can do with people. And after that, it was a really, really, really nice experience. It's like a train that started rolling and I couldn't really stop it. So what happened is, after about 3 months, I had a homepage, and I set up a Facebook page if people wanted to come to me to do the reconnective healing. And people started showing up, and it was really, really fun. And after just 1 or 2 months more, I saw that Eric had the step 3 in Malmö in Sweden. I thought, well, this is just meant to be, so I'm going to go there. So I did that, and after that, I've had my own practice for about 3 years now, and I work both with animals and with people. And the most amazing thing is that I've seen in myself is the transition I've done from being quite a stressed person with a lot on my agenda all the time. I still have that, but I can see that I'm much more empathic as a person. I'm much less selfish. I enjoy life more. This cliche of being in the moment has been a lot easier, and just appreciating everything as it is. And I also think that reconnective healing is a part of I know that it's a part of a human evolution that we're doing. We have to upgrade our system. If you look at the world today, it's not very, very nice. You can see bad things everywhere. But there's also a lot of good things happening. And now I think reconnective healing and the reconnection is one part of reconnecting us to ourselves and who we really are, and to eternal love, to eternal compassion, and to happiness. Because that's what we were meant to be in balance and to be happy. And that is what reconnection and the reconnective healing does. It brings you back to balance. So that is my experience, and I've had some clients come to me, and I'd like to share some stories. One of my favorite stories is as a woman that actually came to me because she had a really strong back pain, and we were all focused on the back pain. I knew that she had back pain, and she got a session of healing, and the back got a little bit better, but after a few months what actually happened, and you could clearly see it from outside, is that her emotional state completely changed. She had been very, very stressed. She had been in emotional imbalance with her relationship. She had, she never managed to keep a good relationship. And all of a sudden she was much more at peace with herself. She wanted to start her own business. Not too worried about that, just try it. And she actually just changed her attitude to life. So with that, it's very hard to say what the effect is going to be of the healing, but it is probably the effect that you need the most, not the effect that you think you will get, which I think is fantastic about the healing, that there are so many different things that can happen, and the universe will be there and support the result or the effect that you most need. So that one I really like. And I've also had some animals in my practice. I have one small dog that has been to me, come to me a few times. And she was actually really bad. She's always had problems with her stomach, and she's been to the vet a few times and she didn't really get better. They started treating her, giving her medicine, and she couldn't take the medicine because her stomach was so sensitive. So she was, I think she was dying. She was really bad, and she looked really small, and she lost weight, and she was not feeling good at all. So when she came, and she had reconnective healing, one session, and it didn't take long. It just took 1 or 2 hours, and she slept like a baby that night. And her owner said she hadn't slept, she had to go out, she puked blood, and she was really bad. But that night she slept really like a baby, and after that she was actually her old self again. So that also, I think, implies that sometimes when you tried everything in traditional medicine, and then the healing can come there to support the traditional medicine. And it would be great if we could work proactively with healing as well before we get to that state that we tried everything else. Because I think all of us are here to be in balance and to have a good life and to be compassionate towards each other. And this is what is so different about this healing. It's not just healing a physical thing or somewhere where you have pain. It might be if that is what you need, but it's not sure that's what you need. So the universe will be there for you and support the kind of healing, or bring you back to balance, which you already know how to do. But to encounter these frequencies, you will get a push in the right direction, so to speak. So that is some of my experiences, and this work is being taught now all around the world by Eric Pearl and his teaching team, and there are, I think, every weekend a seminar around the world. So if you feel curious about this work and what it could do for you, you could register for a seminar. And now I have to cheat a bit. You could call the Reconnection office at 323-960-0012. And there's also another thing that they would like. And if you go to the homepage, thereconnection.com, you can read a lot about people who share their healing stories. And if you have a healing story you'd like to share, you can always email them at info@thereconnection.com. And with this short presentation of Reconnective Healing and the Reconnection, I would like to thank you very, very much for listening. And I hope you become more curious about this work and what it can do, because it's not just healing, it's probably bringing us also, upgrading our system to the next level of evolution. So it's very, very exciting. Thank you very much for listening. Bye.